Well, that was quick. Game 1's in the books. VP now leading 1-0. Dignitas trying to bounce back here. Game 2, the draft is underway. Is Dignitas going to have a better game, Lumi?
I don't know.
It couldn't be worse than Game 1.
Yeah.
It really couldn't.
Maybe server lag. I don't know.
They had a lot of disconnects. They did express some frustrations with ping. They said it wasn't their internet. It was their connection to the server. But, man, even with lag coming to play, they got just swamped.
It just reminded me of, like, 2007 Dota where people are disconnecting. Come on. We're in the new age now,
I
right?
felt like I was watching Mario just jumping on Goombas, and the Goombas just get flattened into the ground. I mean, VP was Mario, Dignitas for the Goombas. Let's see if they have better luck in Game 2, though. The draft now underway. Dignitas on the dire side this time. It is a best of 3 for the Corsair Summer Tour 2013. Wisp, Batrider, and Treant banned out by Dignitas. They will select a Bane and Avenge for themselves. 2 kind of Russian supports that we see a lot from the CIS teams. As for VP, banning out Lone Druid and Darkseer. Now Lifestealer and Weaver, the strong semi-carries that Dignitas does like to run, and they pick up a staple for KSI and the Nature's Prophet, as well as an OD for Crazy.
Yeah, it's a Treant banned out. Okay, Team Dignitas immediately bans it because, you know, you don't want to give them that for Liquor Hill. Alchemist being banned
that combo
also.
just makes you feel queasy.
Actually, I'm quite curious how the bans will work out when the West teams fights the East team, because Alchemist is not really a top pick here, but you know the Asian teams, they love.
I think he's a little bit undervalued in the Western scene, or at least we haven't been, I mean, you do see a lot of teams pick him, but I don't, he's not a first pick material, and I think he's actually worthy of those first 2 picks.
Yeah, we've definitely seen many ways that it's being played.
Yeah.
And how hard it carries late game. So, but he's not in this game.
Some teams like Mouse Sports prioritize him a bit more. We've seen POS play him as a support a few months back. They did that like 6 or 7 games in a row, at least that I cast.
Right.
Obviously, they play on Black as a farmer, but you'd think for a team like Dignitas, Alk would be a hero that fits their style.
AI 2000 farming? Yes.
Yeah, it's one of those heroes that can fit in as a support, but it's kind of a greedy support. He obviously is a strong carry. Dignitas generally known for being a bit greedy compared to other teams in the West. Well,
They don't run it.
let's see.
They'll run the other greedy farmer hero, Doom. And we don't know if this is going to be a 4-row Doom. I imagine it could be a 1-row Doom even. Very, very powerful early game hero, but a silencer being picked up.
If it's a 4-roll Doom, that puts Bane or Venge into a farming role, which I would love to see. I'm not sure where they lane that, though, because neither of those heroes will do well against OD mid.
Definitely not. So.
And it's kind of weird to run those as your safe lane farmers.
And I don't think your Doom does well in the matchup against.
That's always the problem.
Yeah.
Who is going to lane against OD?
Yeah. And
Is this for new metagame, just abandon the middle lane?
No, that's we're going a little bit too extreme here. I think your Doom could kind of sit and semi go into jungle, maybe go to big camp, eat that creep, come back. Gonna do like a roaming in and out kind of thing. But I'm excited for this silencer being picked up because, I mean, Global was actually one of the best spell against this particular lineup so far. Bane is not gonna have a good time doing anything because Last Word not only does it do a high amount of damage, it also silences for quite a bit, and Bane is gonna be absolutely useless. So is Venge in this game.
Yeah, I'm just continuing to wonder who's going to lane against the OD. I'll still wonder that. Doom, yeah, he probably won't die to OD mid, but he's not even going to have mana to Devour after, say, OD hits level 3.
Yeah.
And if you get Devour, well, that's the Doom advantage. It's that extra gold. It's that you can go into jungle and eat a big creep. We'll have to wait and see. As for VP, the Silencer is very strong against Dignitas' lineup. Obviously, this hero isn't the strongest in lane generally, but I don't really feel Dignitas has the right kind of draft to be aggressive in the laning stage, which means Silencer will probably get to level 6 fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think a lot of VPs, I guess, fame, they always say, oh man, he's so aggressive, they're so aggressive. They only are aggressive after the laning phase. They don't actually tower dive you minute 2.
Well, as of late, they have been. I think a couple months back, we saw a lot of Airman, Gyrocopter, tri-lanes. They'd run the safe lane Prophet. This was back when Santa was on the team. And then they would 4-man your tier 1 safe lane at like 3 minutes. But as of late, I agree. They've ratcheted back the aggression a little bit.
And it shows on the draft, right? They pick heroes that are not really too powerful, instantly strong in lane. Nature's Prophet don't do anything until like 7 or 8. LD, just passive laner. Silencer don't do much until like 5 or 6. So I imagine that they're going to just farm for EXP, play.
They actually have 3 heroes that don't do anything.
Anything at all in lane, right? They don't have a stun so far. Dragon Knight, another ultra defensive lineup. What the hell are Virtus Pro picking?
This is a very awkward draft from them. And then from Dignitas, they've gone back for a Shadow Fiend. So it does look like support Venger Bane. I don't think we'll see anything too crazy there. It puts Doom probably into a farming role. Maybe they'll run him in the jungle and abandon the off lane and run a Shadow Fiend mid. You could give him some support with Bane and Venge, maybe even dual lane the OD early on. if you want to try and punish OD mid, one of the best heroes to do it with is Nyx, because you can just keep on mana burning him, run a dual lane through the first few levels, limit his ability to Astro you, and obviously Nyx is great against OD later on, but I don't think they're going Nyx here.
I say just run straight up dual lane bot, like Venture Spirit and Shadow Fiend. Just give him that free farm. I don't think anybody in this particular lineup could challenge
on the
it.
off lane, you mean? Because Dignitas is on the dire
side.
side.
Oh, sorry. On the safe lane.
Okay.
Because what is Nature Prophet? He's not going to challenge you. He can't even beat Avenge. So, and then you could put Bane +1 on the mid position against OD.
You know, Lumi, I've just realized something here.
What's up?
The onion has been unpeeled a bit. This is going to be probably an Illidan Dragonite, which means there may be no Breathe Fire this game.
Uh-oh.
Have you seen
Yeah, I've seen that build. It's just nothing but like stats.
He is adamant that it's the best build. He's very convinced it is. Yet nobody else runs it. So it'll be up to Illidan to prove if it's going to work this game.
I think Envy tried it in pub one game, and they were winning so hard in the laning stage for whatever reason, and they couldn't win the game. And I watched the stream. He missed like 8 kills throughout the game because he doesn't have Flame Breath. And then he lost.
That build does not suit Envy. That guy likes to farm a lot.
Exactly. And they lost the game.
Yeah.
So I was like, Envy, put me in, coach. I played the 1-mode Dragonite. I gave Flame Breath, and I just went godlike. So that's all I'm saying, Illidan.
So are you saying that Kaipi might be looking to replace their carry player soon with another anime-loving Asian?
Yo, I think Envy's about to get kicked by another anime Asian. I'm just saying. Oh. But I want to see how this build. I want to see how this build works. If he goes Flame Breath less build, how will it actually work out defensively or offensively against Team Dignitas?
So Dignitas now pick up a Visage. It looks like a safe lane Doom against the Prophet, a Shadow Fiend mid against OD. I guess Shadow Fiend does a bit... Well, he relies on his raises a lot to last hit early, but if they pull him and he gets off to a good start, you can keep on last hitting with Necromastery. You don't really need the raises once you have enough souls. Obviously, you'll miss some last hits through well-timed Astral Imprisonments. Maybe Shadow Fiend does a little bit better than some other heroes mid against OD, but it's still an OD tilted matchup. So Doom versus Prophet, probably Shadow Fiend versus OD, and then a Bane, Venge, Visage tri-lane. That's an interesting tri-lane.
I think Snaking always plays the Doom for the team.
You think he'll take it mid against OD?
Yeah, I'm not going to agree with that.
OD, the original OG?
Maybe he'll just go bot, or go the safe lane, and push Shadow Fiend mid. But I think Snaking will play the Doom, because that's a hero that, if Team Dignitas picks it, they play it. And what the hell is Virtus Pro picking?
Oh, I actually like this. This is a... Because Dignitas, you look at their draft, right? They probably want to go aggressive tri-lane.
Right.
They're going aggressive against Curse of the Silent, possibly, and Earthshaker.
And Fissure.
Yeah, they're going to run out of mana real quick, because Bane and Visage have very mana-intensive spells.
You know what's the icing on the cake?
Yeah.
And the Dragon Blood stats, DK. You can't
kill that guy.
Can't kill that guy. He's tanky as hell. All right, so it's going to be Snaking going mid on the Shadow Fiend.
AUI 2000 Venge. Farming Venge in the aggressive tri-lane.
No way. I want to see this. All right, I'm really excited.
Are they switching? No swaps in sight. Universe Doom, so probably a safe lane Doom. And it will be a Swagger Fiend for Snaking mid.
And look at this. It's a Ring of Protection on AUIs.
Or actually, this makes more sense. Classic Dignitas, just go greedy, abandon the off lane.
Yeah, very, very greedy. And they're going to do a safe lane.
Is it a Jungle Doom? He's got a Stout Shield. Well... I mean, he could still be jungling for sure. I guess he's probably jungling here. Has he bought the Courier? No, he's sitting on some gold.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll introduce the teams now. Dignitas on the dire side. It'll be AUI 2000 on your farming carry Vengeful Spirit. Get your bodies ready for this one. Way too sexy, the support Visage. We'll have Fog playing the support Bane. Universe starting in the jungle as the Doom. We'll see if he tries to enter that off lane. It'll be a tough lane for him if he does. Snake King on the solo mid Shadow Fiend has been pulled. Has got his work cut out from going up against an OD. And then on the Radiant side, we've got Team Virtus Pro hailing from Russia.
NS is going to be playing that Earthshaker, supporting at 3 Clarity. Dragonite's going to be handled by Tame Iwa or Crazy. We have Smile on this like insane robe armor thing on Silencer. Look at this set.
He looks like Magneto.
He does kind of
from
right?
X-Men.
All he needs to do is hover. Meanwhile, Illidan Storm Mage is going to be playing the OD mid, and last but not least, KSI playing the off-lane Nature's Prophet once again.
Yeah, hasn't spent any of his gold yet. Maybe he's trying to figure out what Dignitas' lanes are and decide if he can go into the lane or if he can go into the jungle.
Well, he scouted out the 4-person lane up top here with that tree.
So the correct play for him, probably to start in the jungle here. He'll start Radiant Basilius as well as 2 Clarities. Yeah, it would be hard against the tri-lane. Very likely to get killed, unlikely to get much experience. And honestly, let Dignitas have some experience, because they're getting farm on some heroes that it's not an anti-mage, it's not an alchemist, it's a Venge.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think farming Venge is a thing.
It's pretty legit, but it's not the hardest carry in the world, that's for sure.
I don't think you play her like a true carry, more of a mid-game utility hero, because I feel like a level 11 Venge or even a level 16 Venge is one of the most awesome support you can actually have. Because, well, she's not being placed as support. The ability to one-way swap with the Force Staff is just ungodly as a free pickoff.
So I really like what Dignitas is doing here. I think they actually expected the OD mid, not the Tame My Wild Dragonite, but they've started with Bane in the mid lane. I mentioned how Nyx is one of the better ways to do with OD, just because you can mono burn, and we'll have another 5-hero disconnect? 4-hero. They still have their Doom.
Yeah, server.
Everyone's lagging apparently. So this time, not doesn't appear to be on Dignitas' end, but
I think both games are on the server and not Dignitas. So no hate to Dignitas.
Well, VP was complaining this time as well. Yeah. Last game, I don't think they were.
Yeah, so I agree with you. I like the Bane and the Shadow Fiend sub start because all of us predicted.
He's already got 3 souls.
Yeah, 3 souls against a Dragonite who has appointed to Flame Breath, so we're done.
Well, it's crazy.
The storyline
it's not Illidan. I don't know if they've said Illidan, you're done as far as your Dragonite days go.
Man, Flame Breath less build. What is the logic behind that? Has anybody figured out? Has there's any interview with that guy about it?
I think his reasoning was basically that Dragonite doesn't have the best mana pool. If you skip Breathe Fire, then you don't have to invest in items like Bottle, Soul Ring. You can go straight into mass tank items, the Treads, the early drums, the BKB, even Helm of the Dominator, and then you're way harder to kill in those early to mid-game fights.
Okay.
And you could basically be your team's frontline tank instead of this farming, split pushing, bottle crowing, soul emit.
Alright, I buy that.
At the same time, Breathe Fire is a very spammable AoE nuke, 300 damage once maxed, even affects mechanical units like catapults, which not many other nukes do. So I think it's legit. And now we'll see VP requesting a postponement. I'm not sure if that'll be possible, but we'll see what the admins say.
Yeah, Corsair Cup is pretty stacked in terms of schedule, right? Like, there's one match after another.
Yeah, the Corsair Summer Tour, the scheduling is obviously tough right now because you've got Raid Call going on. Well, Raid Call just ended, but there was going on. The Defense Playoffs, the Premier League was running the past few days. Not running today, but there's going to be another cup coming up soon for that. D12 Finals this weekend. I think there's a few other smaller tournaments that I'm forgetting about, but the Western Dota schedule is pretty stacked, so I'm not sure if a remake or any sort of delay will be possible. Maybe a remake, but probably not any delay.
We got some Russian being spammed. Not sure exactly what's going on.
So, Lumi, how was your day? You got here bright and early, 20 minutes in advance.
I know. You make it sound like that's
So Lumi's got so much swag, right? He's always late to the party. He usually struts in here like as the game's about to start.
So if the game starts at 9,
yeah,
I generally try to be here around 9,
like 8:50, 8:58, 8:59.
And even if I get here at 8:59, I know I'm on time, cause nobody else is on time, right? Like the game don't start till 9:15, so I'm good. When did I ever show up late? Let's be honest.
When did you ever show up late? There were times where the game started. I'm like, where the hell is Lumi? Frantically calling his phone. He's like, I'll be there soon, my brother.
There wasn't my brother. My brother.
That's exactly how you talk.
Yeah.
So
I'm always on time. That's all I'm gonna say.
What's that song? Always on time.
You know, that's too much American culture for me. I'm uncultured. I don't know what's going on.
I think that's like a really cheesy pop song, actually. But all right, so overall, assuming we play this game, which seems dubious now.
Dubious? I like that word.
How do you feel about the drafts? Or how do you feel about the way the lanes are developing the game? Dignitas, the one thing I'll mention is they have kind of this X factor if they could Roshan early, because they have Avenge, who's farming, and they have a Shadow Fiend.
And a Doom could get like your Alpha Wolves or whatever, or Ogre Frost.
They have the R strat, maybe.
Yeah. Let's actually look at lane by lane, right? Because everybody's rotating. Maybe it's a little bit hard to just kind of say who has a better lane. Mid lane, I think we could both agree that Snake King is going to have the easy advantage. Already 3 souls up, has a Wraith Man pulled against a passive Dragonite. Easy harassed, even has a Enfeeble on him for a couple more seconds. I think Dignitas Snake King is going to win this lane easy, no questions asked.
Okay.
Top lane, it's going to be an off lane Earthshaker trying to get us some EXP against a Vengeful Spirit who should last at every single thing, and a pulling way too sexy. That should be an easy win here for Dignitas as well. So what are they giving up? Let's look at on the other side of the map. You have a Chaos Knight that's farming. You can't really stop him in the jungle. He's not exactly going to be a quickest farmer, but he's going to get his farm. And on the bot lane, it's going to be OD, who's going to be also last hitting freely, and also a Silencer getting some EXP. I think the EXP is going to treat Virtus Pro a little bit better. I think once you get level 6 on your Silencer, a good level and good farm, like a quick mech and a 4-staff on OD, it's hard to win a team fight against Virtus Pro.
If they can get something out the Earthshaker, I'd give them a big edge. Already, NS is getting something in the offlane. But trading a Profits farm for a Doom, I'd say that's pretty even. Mostly comes down to who makes more happen in the mid game.
And what item they get?
I'd say it's probably easier for the Prophet to make stuff happen. Global hero, can split push, can join the fights if he wants to.
Well, in the past, Doom, when they farm the jungle, they always get things like Arcane Mech. That's, a good mid-game team fight item.
But Prophet can get a mech and TP anywhere to heal.
And have Midas on top of that, because, he farms so well globally. So I actually give the edge to Prophet, but
but it comes down to execution there.
Exactly, and it's easy to execute.
Trading a Venge for an OD, it comes down to the mid game. If the Venge helps them push a lot, if they take Roshan, if AUI 2000 is a big early to mid game impact, maybe the Venge is a good trade. But if it's a passive game, if VP are able to stall the push and just trade effectively, obviously OD does more for you later on.
Right.
That hero dishes out insane damage.
And actually, how good is Venge against Earthshaker? We haven't really talked about this particular matchup against each other because we don't ever see it much. Venge swaps somebody, you just fissure, and suddenly your Venge is dead.
Yeah. Your Venge is dead, and the hero that got swapped, maybe you don't kill them because
and
your team gets fissured.
You bring him down low, Astral Imprisonment on that hero.
Yeah.
So I'm not exactly sure how well this Venge is going to work out this game.
I think still for Dignitas, there's their ability to push early with the Aura stack. There is the Roshan they could steal. If they can make some things happen along those lines, if the Shadow Fiend snowballs mid, which Snake King has been set up for success, you assume will have it, Dignitas could definitely take this game. I think VP have the safer lineup, though. They can split push, they can farm. If it's a passive game, they come out ahead there. If it goes late game, having Global Silence and having heroes like Dragon Knight Prophet, NOD, 3 very versatile, I think pretty synergistic carries. You have GK who goes in first, tanks all the damage, OD who shows up later, bursts some heroes down, Prophet who's just your utility hero, your split pusher. I think VP is the much more versatile draft, and the pressure is on Dignitas. But they've got some cute ways to kind of make things happen in the mid game.
I mean, VP has 1 stun, and that stun comes like an hour later.
Well, no, they have Fissure and Dragon Tail. They have 2 stuns.
Oh, okay.
2 stuns.
All right, my bad, Dragon Tail. All right.
Back off.
Dragon Tail is a legit stun once you get into Dragon form, but Fissure as a stun, it's just so damn slow that a lot of times you cast multiple spells before his Fissure flies out. So that's something you could definitely take advantage of, especially when you have some instant stuns such as the Bane, such as, well, Vengeful Swap is not an instant stun, but it's the way to disjoin that stun from Earthshaker. I feel like they could take advantage of Virtus Pro's slow, clunky lineup because Dragon Knight, Earthshaker, Silencer, these are slow, clunky heroes. I think you could run circles around Virtus Pro and get tons of kills. But I think that's too much dairy crafting and too little Dota because, damn it, Vovo's server.
Vovo.
I've been queuing. Look, I have not been playing Dota at all. I know you've been playing a lot of Storm Surge during the weekend.
Yeah.
I just started playing Dota like 2 days ago because,
How are you enjoying the new matchmaking?
I'm not enjoying anything because it's 10-minute queue times. 15-minute queue time.
It's really bad.
Yeah.
I've tried queuing with friends. I've tried solo queuing. I've tried using my main account. I've tried using alternate accounts. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. The only
queue times are long.
The only thing that works is like queuing with bots.
Now, there are some reasons for that because Valve has... They're always tinkering with matchmaking, but they specifically announced some changes they've made. They've done a couple of things. One of them is they've tried to reduce the average skill gap in a game. So basically, like, you don't have Dendi and then guy who's brand new to Dota. They've tried to make the overall range between the best and worst players in games smaller, which can lead to longer queue times. Obviously, it's hard to find 10 players that are close.
That makes no sense. We queued. Okay, I was playing with 2GD, Scriff, and DPM the other night in a random matchmake. That's a hard team to carry, let me say that. But, so we queued against one team.
Yeah.
We lost. We got home. We queued 10 minutes later, and guess what? We got the exact same team. I'm like...
It was trying to defend you a better matchup. It couldn't.
It couldn't.
Did you get stomped again?
Yes, again, because we were trying to carry 2GD.
Heavy.
He won puck and fed. And also, I was like, the other second game, he was getting really good farm as a safe lane Luna. I was like, oh, this is the easy mode, because he's got like 7 CS per minute. It was amazing farm.
Yeah.
And then he got ganked on the bot lane. He died. He bought back and teleported mid and got ganked there and died again. So I was like, all right, game over.
So did you report to GD? You should have.
I was out of reports.
I'm out of reports too. They don't last very long. Actually, you get the new ones whenever your reports are successful, but it doesn't happen instantly. So you have this downtime where you can't rage report people. It's very angering.
So I think we're gonna remake.
Yeah, guys, looks like we're gonna have a quick remake here. Server issues continue. So to the 146 Dignitas pennant-toting fans in the Dota TV, we'll see you in the remake. Game 2, not underway. I believe it'll be an AP remake here, guys. So I think overall I give VP more ways to win this game and the safer draft, but Dignitas do have some very aggressive ways that they could take this game.
Yeah. I think that's the final verdict. Are we going to a break, or are we ragging on Volvo servers more? Because if you think about it, right? Dota 2 just got released. You got hordes of people coming in.
It should be easier to find games.
And then they have 10-minute wait time.
What the hell? This is Valve. They're like, eh. You know what's funny? I was talking to a Valve employee yesterday. Aosin, Suns fan, and a couple other guys were smurfing.
Okay.
Queued into the Valve guys. The Valve guys get stomped, right? Because
Yeah.
Aosin's a pretty good player.
Wait, how did they queue into the Valve server?
Because into the Valve players. Not into the locals. Valve employees were playing on public matchmaking.
Oh, okay.
They got stomped.
Right.
So they look him up. They're like, what the hell, man? This guy's real MMR is so high.
Yeah.
He's smurfing.
Yeah.
Shady
What is the Valve?
Shame on you.
What is the Valve policy on smurfing?
It's allowed.
Yeah.
They just make it hard for you. That's why they have the tutorial now. So you have to.
You have to play the tutorial.
Dragonite tutorial, Sniper tutorial.
Oh, a new player, you have to do that?
Yeah, before you can queue.
Wow.
And then you have to play the 10. What is it? The 10. Like the restricted hero pool for 10 games. So they give you like the easy mode heroes, like the training wheels for Dota, basically.
What? There's no easy mode hero. Every hero's hard. Like
Skeleton game was pretty easy. Now they've given him 2 abilities.
Exactly.
Now he's hard. He's
like
legit.
the old life stealer, like the old one that has nothing but passive. That is the only easy mode hero, and that's gone. So.
Well, he had his ult, Rage.
Okay.
20-second magic immunity.
Okay, use the Rage.
Totally balanced.
All right, so. Do we want to do a separate introduction for VOD purposes? Cause
yeah, we'll roll the intro real quick, guys. We'll come back and we'll be live with our AP remake of Dignitas versus VP. Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an AP remake of a CM draft. It's the Corsair Summer Tour 2013. It's game 2 of a best of 3. And let the disconnects continue. We'll have Snake King pause the game as Fog disconnects. We had a remake because the servers are under siege. I think Riot is trying to DDoS Valve or something like that. I'm LDB on the summit, joined by my man Lumi, and now Dignitas trying to eke their way back into the series, trailing 0-1 in a best of 3.
If Riot's trying to DDoS Valve, I have to say they are so far successful because we're not getting any Dota game. We have
I'm sold. I'm switching to League of Legends.
That's where all the money's at.
You can see how loyal I am.
Yeah. Taking that Kickstarter money.
That's why Link switched.
That's why Link switched.
Yeah, got to get those esports dollars.
That's CLG Link.
Shame on you, Link. Shame on you.
So I am very stoked, or I was very stoked to see this matchup because we had things like Earthshaker off lane. We had a farming Ventral Spirit. Yes, a farming Ventral Spirit. We have a Silencer support. These are not your everyday heroes and matchups, but Riot is attacking.
We'll introduce the players while we have this moment. Hopefully they all get back in the game, and hopefully we do resume. VP leading your best of 3 1-0. They've got Illidan Stormrage. He went safely in OD before the remake. I imagine that's where we'll see him now. NS, your offlane Earthshaker, starting with the wards, heading towards top, lumbering his way there. KSI, your jungle prophet to start the game. Tame My Wild on the solo mid Dragonite. Crazy, as he's also known. And then Arsart, or Smile, playing the silencer. On the side of Team Dignitas, you've got the North American boys looking for their first win in this set. If they fall short, they're not eliminated from the tournament, but they will drop down to the lower bracket. AUI 2000, your farming Venge, went to the safe lane before the remake. Snake King, solo mid, Shadow Fiend, way too sexy on the support Visage. He was doing a bunch of pulling. Universe started in the jungle as the Doom and Fogged, lent a little help to that Shadow Fiend mid, and then looked to be heading top to enjoy some pulls as well. It's summertime, and this room is getting hot. Our air conditioning still is not fixed, supposedly according to the landlord.
Can we get on that?
When are we gonna the landlady has promised me that she'll send someone out soon.
Soon?
In the meantime...
Is that Valve time soon?
I don't know.
Are we going to get it before TI3 group stage?
Soon.
Soon?
It'll be soon.
Because if we're doing TI3 group stage without the AC,
From 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Right. There's gonna be a riot here, and that's not the other kind of riot. This is like a real riot here.
A real riot. That's okay. I'll bring my pepper spray for you guys.
Okay.
Y'all are weak. One short blaster, smack of the baton, and you'll be down for the count.
Ben and I are gonna go to the Home Depot and get some pitchforks, and we know
Pitchforks.
value. We're gonna buy 2 get 1 free pitchforks, cause
of course you got to get the value out of your pitchfork purchases.
hey man, show.
Yeah,
Ben.
you definitely didn't sound like pitchforks, by the way. You did not enunciate on that first letter.
Hey man, they could think whatever they want to think.
It's not only the pitchforks you have trouble with; it's also the splurfs that give you a little difficulty here and there. Well, the pause continues, Lumi. You got any good stories for us?
Ben's got some good stories, but I don't think we would do it justice if we tell it.
Oh God, that was just disgusting.
Yeah, let's
Ugh.
let's not. We'll let Ben do the justice when he gets back.
I don't know if I ever want to hear. I don't know if anyone should be subjected to that particular story. That was just a vile story.
I mean, Ben in the car after dinner, after lunch, because he's like, what's a good time to tell a nasty story right after lunch, right? He's like, do you want to listen to a nasty story? I'm like, no, because I just ate. And he's like, well, here's it anyways for you.
I'll start demanding the forfeit, but we'll have another remake. Yeah, so go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna tell this. This is the tease. I'm pulling an AC. It's like a story before the actual story, and then it hypes it up.
That's more like EG. AC didn't invent that. He's just a follower in that department. You gotta preview the previews, announce the announcements. It's too meta for you, Lumi. You just wouldn't understand.
That is too meta for me. It's like Venge Farm. That's so meta.
How is that meta?
That's
That's just weird. That's not what meta means.
That is exactly what. Look, TI3.
Meta is something about something, so it's like an announcement about an announcement.
Oh, okay. Like metaphysical.
Yeah.
Metaphysics. Metaphor.
Yeah. It's physics about physics.
Man, I'm gonna go to dictionary.com, look up meta, because we don't have anything better to do here at Beyond the Summit.
Yeah. Well, nothing better to do. Certainly not casting any Dota. Dignitas, hopefully they've resolved their internet issues. They say they have, and we'll hop into our AP remake. I'm just watching Lumi peruse dictionary.com.
I don't think this is a correct definition. A prefix appearing in loan words from Greek with the meanings after, along with, beyond. Meta the summit?
Meta summit.
Meta summit? Beyond the summit?
It's the summit after the summit. The summit beyond the summit.
Wait, is this the correct meaning of meta? Say it so much.
Or it's what lies beyond the summit, I guess you could say. What does lie beyond the summit?
Clouds and a clockwork, apparently. Because that guy's been going up there every single day, multiple times a day.
He works hard, man.
Really.
He's like Sisyphus, though. He keeps on pushing the boulder up the hill, but he never gets anywhere.
Yeah.
Clockwork, what the hell are you doing with your life? To quote my good friend Clairvoyance.
What happened to Clairvoyance? I missed that guy.
He's still casting.
Okay.
We actually almost brought him here for the TI3 group stage, or qualifiers rather.
Uh-huh. And what stopped it?
AUI 2000 came. We didn't have, it was too many people to bring in another person. As it was, y'all were slacking. Too many breaks, too much rest. Too much Merlini drinking with gods and mooning people on camera.
Hey, if we could throw people under the bus, I'm also going to throw Blitz under the bus. Because that guy...
What, casts one best of 3 and falls asleep in the 3rd game and doesn't even notice Rax goes down?
That's with me. So.
Well, yeah, at least you had casted 1 game before that. I'll give you a little slack.
The thing with Blitz is that it's like... So generally, we have 4 people on camera. We have 2 people casting. And then we also have 2 people doing, analysts and stuff.
We've had another AP remake, Cal. Can you get me some more coffee, please? Thank you very much. Go ahead, Lumi.
So we have 2 people on camera doing the casting. We have 2 people on the camera doing the analysts, watching game, paying attention.
Don't bother with that. We're starting now.
As soon as the game starts,
yeah,
Blitz just leaves and goes to his living room and takes a nap. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, whenever you see Blitz on the post-game panel analysis, I will say 80% of the time he has not watched the game at all, or he's watched 5 minutes at the start, the last 2 minutes.
Yep.
He's just a master BSer. You can actually get away with that in school, though, pretty well, if you're a smart student.
Mm-hmm.
You you just sort of figure out what they're asking you about, and you don't really have a good answer, but you're good at BSing.
Well, Blitz is a pretty good Dota player, so he could BS his way.
Even if you didn't watch the game, you can
Yeah.
sort of detect what happens.
He's like, oh, bench farming, okay, so, safe lane.
That's what we do when we're casting. We don't really watch the game. We're doing crossword puzzles and playing Puzzles and Dragons, and
I got my Sudoku up.
yeah.
Are you a big fan of Sudoku?
My dad is. My dad's
Okay.
big on Sudoku.
There you go.
I have not played it too much, but my brain is starting to feel a little mushy lately, so I think I'll start.
Yeah.
You can compete against each other, right? Like, see who finishes puzzles first.
I guess so. I
Yeah.
never got into the competitive Sudoku scene, but maybe I'll start.
Well, you're into competitive Puzzles and Dragons
Hey
now.
man,
so-
that game is legit, so don't
yeah,
trip.
Yeah, buddy. All right, Cal, let's roll the intro.
The clockwork going up the mountain again.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an AP remake of a CM game. It's Dignitas versus Virtus Pro game number 2 for the Corsair Summer Tour 2013. We've had 2 remakes now. Hopefully, the third game is the charm, and it takes. VP leading the best of 3 1-0 on the Radiant side. Dignitas trailing. Need to win 2 in a row or will drop down to the loser's bracket. Before we get the cast underway fully, I do want to quickly mention that Corsair is doing a giveaway, and you can head over to gc.corsair.com to learn more about it. Free Dota TV tickets handed out every day, and one big giveaway for a fully loaded, fully stocked gaming PC. Again, gc.corsair.com. Head over there and enter for your chance to win. With that being said, I'm LD. I'm joined by my man Luminous.
What is the specs on that PC? Because damn, I want to enter one too.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed as a broadcaster,
What?
buddy. Maybe you are. You try enter and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the website. What's the website again?
gc.corsair.com.
Damn, that advertisement. All right.
Boom. So smooth.
So I'm not sure what the rule is on the remake. I'm not sure whether Earthshaker had this particular ward on the top lane that he does now.
He did.
Okay.
Same ward.
Good. All right. Good. So no shady shenanigans stuff going on.
Yeah, generally, it's good manners if there is a remake to not change your lanes, not change your wards, to pretty much, if you went for level 1 Roche, you do it again.
Yep.
That sort of thing.
And if you have Flame Breath at level 1 on Tame My Wild, you get it again. No second thought on that. Stats.
Don't go full Illidan. Never go full Illidan on Dragon Knight.
Oh, man.
I love Illidan, actually. He's one of my favorite carry players from the West. But we should introduce the players quickly. Tame My Wild on the Dragon Knight solo mid, matched up against Snake King on the Shadow Fiend. There's a little help from Fog, starting with the Enfeeble, trying to give Snake King that powerful start, handling the Bane. It'll be AUI 2000, you're farming Venge in the offlane, up against NS, offlane Earthshaker. That's right, now we've really seen it all. Way too sexy. Your jungle, or rather pulling and supporting Visage in that tri-lane. Jungle Prophet for KSI, matched by the Jungle Doom for Universe, already hitting level 2. Got a bit luckier with the creeps. Instead of a Centaur, gets a much more useful one for jungling in the Satyr. Them's the breaks with the remakes. Illidan on the safe lane, carry OD, and then Smile or Arsart playing your pulling support silencer.
Yeah, you can see that NS on the top lane is playing a lot more aggressive with that particular ward down. The fact that maybe he has scoped out and thought about the lanes during the multiple pauses that we had. And because of that, he's going to hit level 2, matching the experience that the Vengeful Spirit is getting. So you don't generally expect Earthshaker to get a ton of experience, and it will show this game. He's going to drop a lot more fissures as he drops one right now. Not exactly, well, it is a perfect block here.
He's trapped in AUI, but to what end? The creeps not cooperating, simply hitting enemy creeps. So before the remake, Lumi, I think we looked at the draft and we said Dignitas, they have an ability to level 1 Roshan early. They've got a lot of gank potential.
Well, not level 1 Roshan, but
not
Roshan
level 1
early,
Rosh. They
yeah.
Rosh early, yeah. And they have a very good ganking lineup, a lot of single target bursts, some snowball heroes in the Doom, the Shadow Fiend especially. But VP, the more versatile and stable draft. They can push, they can farm, they could take it late and probably have a slight or to significant edge there. Overall, VP, more ways to win this game, but Dignitas definitely have some tools to take game number 2.
Yeah, it seems like Virtus Pro would have weaker team fight in terms of having, only 1 or 2 stun in the form of Dragon Tail, as well as a Fissure. But I feel like the Silencer Global is just such a powerful team fight spell if you use it correctly. And, well, let's see if Dignitas is going to fall prey to that.
Interesting to see Universe. He actually had the early Satyr, but he chooses just to eat a Centaur. It is a very quick way to kill a Centaur, so he gets a lot of experience off that. He already has his bottle, so maybe not as reliant on the region any longer. Satyr is a bit better just for pure jungling, though, and now he's got some gank potential. Bottle for him. Bottle for the Shadow Fiend mid, and that Shadow Fiend already 11-3, but Tame My Wild still 9-0, despite the Enfeeble Harass, despite Snake King being babysat a bit mid. Overall, fast jungling for KSI, same or similar jungling for Universe on the Doom. It really isn't going to come down to the lanes here. It'll come down much more to the mid-game execution. Both teams have heroes that scale well. Both teams are getting farm on their carries. Nobody's dying early. I wouldn't say anyone's getting a huge edge out of the lanes, but what should we expect to see out of these teams as we head towards the mid-game? Does anyone have a clear strategy, or are we just going to have to wait and see?
I think we're expecting some passive farming from both Snake King as well as Tame My Wild in the mid lane. It's very hard for either hero to rotate off the gank. They're not exactly great gankers, and if you do make that rotation, you're going to lose that tier 1 tower. So it's a very, very low risk kind of, or high risk, low reward kind of gank if you do make it. So look towards Dignitas as well as Virtus Pro start to gank the mid lane or pressure the side towers. And it seems like Dignitas is already thinking about making some sort of move up top.
Tame My Wild is really starting to... He's doing a great job of keeping up for now, 14-0, but this is the point where it gets very hard to lane against Shadow Fiend. He's now got access to level 3 Raze. He's got boots. You don't, and he can start posting up, spamming the Razes on you. Tame My Wild could easily get zoned out of lane here. There's your double raid. Snake King can't quite go for a first blood, but he's doing a lot of damage. Tame My Wild will be forced to salve up now. The denies continue to come out. Good news is they are getting a lot of farm on an equally scary late game here in the OD. And Dignitas, well, not pushing just yet. I don't think they want to push now, but I think they will want to push around... Well, actually, we'll see a clash at the top rune. It's a regen rune. Tame My Wild's going to snag it. And a lane that was not going too well for him now gets much, much easier.
Yeah, I mean, a ton of harass being dumped out by Snake King, now completely nullified.
Great fissure by NS. He completely set that up.
Yep. Also, if Tame My Wild uses his regen well, that's 3 Flame Breath. You could Flame Breath first and then regen and Flame Breath again, but it's all good. He's going to be good.
He's down 7 CS. He's down 11 denies, but it's the beauty of running a melee mid. You still get close to equal levels anyway. Here comes an early smoke gank from Dignitas. Bane, as well as Visage. Great setup for the Shadow Razes here. If Tame My Wild isn't careful, he could go down. He's got a regen rune. He's mostly at full HP, not using it yet. Will not have access to a Dragon Tail, but sitting back, playing defensively. There is an Observer Ward here, spotting the support's movement a little bit, and now they're going to make their go, but Tame My Wild will be able to dodge away.
Generally, if you see the enemy solo mid have boots first, and then you don't have boots on your support leading stunner, that gank has, like, I want to say 5% chance of actually.
UI 2000 going to find a solo kill. He's got access to swap here, but NS throws the fissure, runs the other way, jukes into the trees. There is a Prophet TP available, but not much to do with it. UI 2000 solo killing the off-lane Earthshaker. Great play by him, and NS just slightly underestimating the damage output that Avenge can bring to bear.
I think really underestimate the movement speed of AUI 2000 with the face boot. You just walk straight up, swap, and meanwhile back in the mid lane, we did see just a solo kill, was it?
Yeah, Tame My Wild finds a solo kill, max Dragon Breath. It looks like Snake King just stuck around, not at full HP. If you're at full HP, you won't die to a Dragon Knight like that, not without a rune, but gets Dragon Tailed, gets Flame Breath, walled the Dragon Knights in Dragon form, and all of a sudden, well, it was a great start for the Shadow Fiend, but you give up a kill like that to Tame My Wild, and they might even push their tower. Dignitas, one of the issues with their lineup is they have very little counter push aside from that Shadow Fiend. The tower already dropping below half HP.
Yeah, even if you don't get a tower kill and now the Dragon Knight backs off, it's just good damage, and that forces the Shadow Fiend to continue to stay mid. Sure, Vengeful Spirit got a first blood up top, but what is she really gonna do that with that first blood?
Oh, they want to go back in. This could be another death for Snake King. He stuck around a bit too long, I feel. They're diving him now. There's your Dragon Tail. Just got wind of him. Fissure comes through, dropping fast. There is a Flame Breath. The chase is on, but a double TP reaction. Tame My Wild's fully committed to this. No, he's not. 50 HP, barely living as Snake King. But they force 2 TPs, and they get out.
Yeah, I felt like TP came a lot later than it could have. I think Vengeful Spirit, for example, should have TP, and now Tame My Wild, it's going to get a raise to the face. But I think this Snake Kid cannot die, so no harm, no foul.
So AI 2000 finds a solo kill top lane. He is actually maxing the Magic Missile first, which is pretty much your go-to build nowadays. It used to be that Magic Missile had the same duration stun at all levels in a patch ago, a long time ago, but that's not the case anymore. But sometimes you do see Venges max the Aura or the Wave of Terror first, depending on the type of strategy you have in mind. So far, for AUI, just going for the big burst damage here.
Yeah, generally support Venge, sometimes max the Aura, because you know you're not going to get too much EXP. But as a farming Vengeful Spirit, you know you're going to hit all your levels, so the stun is not a bad stun at all. It looks like Glyph is being drawn out. NS on the top lane may be waiting for a couple TP. If somebody's going to hit by the tower, the Fissure's going to fly out. He is so close to death.
Are they going to defend this? They've got Prophet level 6. Dragon Knight has the TP. Is there a Global Silence? There's not. They might go for a Fissure here. Probably not, though. NS just going to let the tower fall.
NS did. a tier to the left is just a free kill. But
if Tame My Wild had full mana and he had his dragon form ready, maybe they would have fought that, but they just got KSI's Midas and he's out of mana, so just not a good timing for VP. They'll do the right thing, if the safe thing, and they'll give up the tower.
Yeah, I mean, if Smile had his global silence, they definitely make that play. But yeah, he's only level 5 right now. Very, very close to that global. How are we doing on the bot lane here? You talk about Illidan.
Well, it's Illidan versus Creep, so let me tell you, Lumi, Illidan's winning.
By how much?
He's winning by 59-14.
All right, good.
The Creep's still yet to get a kill, and Illidan is just butchering everyone.
I guess he's going for that
mid lane. It's going to be a tower. Dragon Tail's there on Snakecane. The poison damage temporarily put on hold, but this tower's going to drop soon. However, there's your sleep. Snakecane, no Requiem. He's gone for the max into the passive. Now he throws out Raise number 1. Raise number 2 on the mark. But KSI gets the tower. The tier 1 not denied.
Yeah, nobody going for the tower deny. Disappoint. But Snakecane getting some sick raises
I
now.
think they could have just slept him there, denied the tower, and then gone back for the kill, because that sleep lasts a while.
4 seconds on level 1 to be exact.
And there was nothing for VP to remove the sleep. No other heroes in range. No Prophet Trance in range. Maybe a slight misplay from Dignitas, but for VP also, they give up a Dragon Knight mid, but Dragon Knight's still getting his levels.
Yeah.
He's level 8. He takes down the tier 1 mid. Dignitas, well, their map control is starting to feel... It would be a bit lacking, but they've actually done a great job with the wards here. 3 wards all throughout the river. They'll spot any kind of movements coming out from the Earthshaker. He's your main ganker. Very passive lineup for VP, though. You look at these heroes, and there's only a Dragon Knight and an Earthshaker who really sets up kills.
This is not the VP that is known for tower diving.
Who are you, and what have you done with my Russian Dota?
It's okay. They're playing defensive. They have Fissure. They have Astro Imprisonment. And 4-staff up on OD as well. I don't think you actually could kill this guy anymore, because the most of your gank comes through that swap, and 4-staff just, nullify swaps.
So Universe has rotated bottom. He has a Wildkin Tornado. Great ability if you just want to get super fat on your Doom. You can stack the big camp like 3 or 4 times while jungling elsewhere, then go back and farm it. He has rotated to the bottom lane. If they're going to put him in a lane, I would like to see them go for some ganks. But top lane, they've gone for one on NS. AUI 2000 has gone deep for this. He's used a swap, but there's your defensive Astral. Now AUI on the run. 4-staffing forward. The ODO only clips 1, but they're going to find 2 regardless. Earthshaker does hit the deck. A 2-for-1, and make no mistake about it, that Venge Death is huge. AUI just hitting level 9 now. He was the highest level hero in the game. Now it's the OD who takes that title. So a great trade for VP.
Yeah, 4-staff and a great TP from your OD coming in. Global doing some work, Astro doing some sick work, and then 4-staff into Ultimate doing more work. And yeah, Virtus Pro now ahead. Even though score says 3-3, I feel like they're getting better farm. They're getting more farm or more important heroes. Shadow Fiend is maybe a monkey wrench in that plan, but Vengeful Spirit getting farm needs a lot of mid-game ganks, and the fact that she just died is preventing her to get more mid-game ganks.
We haven't seen any Doom ganks yet. We haven't seen Venge rotate off the lane. It's just been Dignitas applying pressure, but I think what they're waiting for is the Shadow Fiend BKB. Once he gets that, there is no direct way to stop him from doing damage. You can global, you can stop him from nuking if he's already BKB'd, but there's no stun that goes through BKB. All you can really do is defensively Astral and try and wait that out. Speaking of Doom, well, it's been used bottom lane. Sorry for missing that kill, guys, but they'll pick off Illidan. And now Dignitas will look to push the tier 1 bottom. VP not really in position to defend this. NS top, they're just going to go for the trade.
I'm not sure whether they could get a trade. Tower still at full HP, and I think they will bring down tier 1 on the bot lane quickly enough and maybe even make the rotation back up top. Meanwhile, we do see Shadow Fiend even rotating. Is Dignitas thinking about tier 2? Because generally you don't make that rotation with your solo mid if you don't go for the tier 2s.
They have so much push power when they're grouped up. The Venge, the Shadow Fiend. I mentioned Dignitas is a bit lacking in counter push outside of the Shadow Fiend, but they have great pushing potential. Visage now, still only level 5. Not hitting level 6 yet, 11.5 minutes in. There is Global online. The Global cooling down. It's got 30 seconds to go. Buckler up. It'll be the mech for your Silencer. So more of a carry profit from the looks of things. And 2,000 gold up for KSI. They're looking to push a tier 1 top. Will there be a defense mounted by Dignitas? No Doom. BKB not yet up for the Shadow Fiend. Meanwhile, bot lane. AUI 2000 in a bit of trouble. Dragon Tail is available. Will they Astral for this? 1 second to go. The Phase Boots. Not enough to get him out of harm's way. AUI looks to be dead. He's surrounded. Unlikely to see how he gets out. So we'll turn our attention towards top. Universe. Trapped by the trees. Surrounded. And now KSI defensively self-sprouting. They do pick off AUI in the end bottom. No surprises there. Global thrown out. KSI trying to TP away. He'll get out. A 2-hero fissure from NS. VP making something out of what looked to be a bad engagement for them. Echo Slam thrown out in Universe. The fissure block. Not quite enough though. Universe running. Phase Boots available. He will live. And in the end, Snakecane isn't even fighting. Now up to 2.2k. has an Invis and hunting for NS, who looks to be
and this
very
has a fissure.
screwed.
He's going to drop the fissure. The creep has Trap Fog Dota in, and he's surrounded by 3 or 4 melee creeps. The range is going to do a ton of work as well. He has Nightmare. He will use it on himself. That will destroy the aggro. And Snake King misses a C-Race. He's looking for more TP out from NS, but
Nails
the X...
it. Good prediction from Snake King.
Yeah, the X-Ray is going to
While that was happening, KSI did pick off Universe on the backside. Just bought his drums before dying, but still loses a bit of gold there.
Yeah, this is the Virtus Pro Dota that we know that just fights
They
all
heard
over the
us.
map.
They heard us, and they said, "You think we're not aggressive? Haha! Here you go."
Yeah, and OD getting yet another kill throughout all of that, and a ton of tier 1 tower pressure on the bot lane is all Virtus Pro's asking for, and I really think they're ahead. Despite, again, the score being 6-6, they have more map control, they have hero with more farm, and seems like more tower gold too.
The one concern is just the Dragon Knight falling a bit behind now. Only 4.3k net worth, not keeping up with the Shadow Fiend mid. And there is a BKB now for Snake King in 300 gold. So he'll have that before the next fight, almost certainly. And once he gets that, I think Dignitas, if they want to go for Roshan, if they want to really force some aggressive fights, that'll be their timing. BKB up on Snake King, you'll have Doom cool down and ready for that next engagement. Way too sexy, or rather, Universe just pick up the drums now. AUI almost hitting that crucial level 11 on Venge. This is your time for Dignitas. The next 4 to 5 minutes, they want to take some fights, take some towers, and maybe go for Roche.
Yeah, I think you just straight up go into the Roshan right now, because you know Global's down for quite a bit. It's one of the longer ultimate cooldown, and I don't think Virtus Pro fight nearly as well without that ultimate.
They found Snake King, they sprouted him up, but he'll TP away, and, well, simple harassment from KSI. He's going to steal some neutrals as well, and he won't delay the BKB. Snake King just got the gold
Bot
for
lane,
it.
they swap for the Illidan Storm Mage, and of course Doom goes on top immediately. Smile just TP's out. He knows he's going to rescue his ally.
Now
unfortunately, Level Death cancels it, and he's also dead.
Great movement from Dignitas, finding 2 kills in the bottom lane. This is really what their lineup's built to do. Lots of single target lockdown, lots of burst damage, and you mentioned how VP are clunky, and you mentioned it in I think the first of 3 remakes, or 2 remakes, so I'll refresh the viewer's memory that they have a very good lineup to kind of run circles around VP. Earthshaker, Silencer, even Dragon Knight early game, mid game is not the most mobile core, and they're being punished right now. The OD getting picked off, and now they'll go Roche. Dignitas, This is the perfect lineup to take a very fast Roche. Just look at the armor melt. No chance against this lineup.
Yeah, and with the Aegis perhaps on AEM, most likely on Snake King, you just go down the mid lane and says, hey, we're coming for your tier 2. What can you do about it? I really don't think Virtus Pro has what it takes. We talked about Dignitas having kind of weak anti-split push, or anti-push in general. Virtus Pro has a Fissure and a Flame Breath. That's it.
And now they have minus 13 armor between the Medallion, the Wave of Terror, the level 1 presence of the Dark Lord, and it will ramp up as that ability is leveled up. VP, a lot of heroes with fairly low armor. Prophet only sitting at 9. You do have a Buckler and a Basilius on some of these supports, so they're a bit tankier. Tame My Wild, hold that thought, could get caught top lane. He will TP out in the nick of time. Earthshaker only 4 armor. This minus armor combo, some of these heroes may die in 3 or 4 auto attacks to Snake King.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's no way to stop him from attacking. He's got the BKB.
The damage is high, and AEI also going for a BKB. One of the best item against an OD, so...
It could be an Ags, but probably a BKB.
I think BKB is a smarter item choice here.
We'll have to see. Ags on Venge is really legit. Gives you a lot of stats, and the cooldown goes to 10 seconds. So if you do get an Ags, and you start winning a fight, you never stop winning that fight.
Right. It's almost like a bounty hunter on steroids. You just go crazy. You don't get the track kills, but you get every single kill. So, yeah. I think BKB is probably going to help them win that first initial engagement through all these stuns and the global. So, meanwhile, we do have a huge stack on Virtus Pro. How do they even take down the stack? I guess with your Dragon Knight once he turns 11, which he hasn't now, and I think he might start attacking it.
Yeah, up to 2.2k gold for Tame My Wild. Interested to see what item he's going to go for here. Will it be a BKB? He's up against Fiend's Grip. He's up against Doom. He's up against a lot of minus armor and physical damage. Or will he say, screw it, I'm going for a Shadow Blade. I'm going for an Assault Cuirass. Split Push, or just an item that helps me more against the right clicks. We'll have to see what direction Tame My Wild takes his build, but for now, the options are open. And interestingly, Snake King will go back for a 17-minute drums, tanking up as much as possible, not getting greedy whatsoever with his item choices. It's all fight now items for Dignitas. They've gone triple drums. They lead by 3k gold 17 minutes in and 2k experience. This is a lineup with this Aegis that really wants to fight.
It's a fight now, but all they do is ancienting, and both teams are doing just that. So maybe they'll do it after this ancient. But I really like the item choices, like you said. They're a mid-game lineup, and this is mid-game. It's go time.
They have some ability to scale into the late game. Obviously, the aura stack, the burst damage that a Shadow Fiend brings to bear, but you go late enough, the BKB charges start to wear down. That's where OD gets actually a lot stronger because the BKBs don't last as long. The Dragon Knight is just so hard to bring down on the front lines. And then even your Prophet eventually could split push you to death. And that's the one issue for Dignitas. I think more than anything else, it's not if they can take the game late in terms of damage or fighting potential. It's can they stop VP from split pushing. Double Shadow Blade up on the Prophet as well as the Dragon Knight. And a lineup that can just kind of prevent you from ever grouping if they execute the split push properly.
Right, and obviously Dignitas understands this well, but they're not making a push down the mid lane as a 5. They're not split pushing. So
the question is, what are they farming
What
for?
are they waiting? Yeah, so BK or Aegis is going to be down in 3 minutes. I think they're waiting for AUI's next tier item, whether it's a BKB or Axe, but he's nowhere close to that one. Maybe they're waiting for a mech. Visage has got a buckler on top. I'm just not sure what important item pickup. Universe has a plate mail, but nowhere close to anything else. They got those 3 drums. We're not fighting or using those drums. So I'm just very, very confused on what Dignitas is aiming to do.
It's not like they're out farming VP either. Even though they've got great control over the enemy jungle. Hold that thought. We'll see NS Doom top lane and on the run. The cow trying to run from the big bad Doom. There's your Sprout. Holding Universe in place. Immediate TP reaction. Worried about a fissure perhaps. And NS, I think, will just barely live here. Indeed, he will. While that's happening, though, the push comes bottom. Dignitas, now it's their turn to spread the map and try and force some reactions. The work on this tier 2 bottom, it's falling quickly. And I don't know if Tamawater will be in time. Well, he's got the Shadow Blade. He could go for the tower deny. He'll go for AUI instead. The global thrown out at the perfect moment, but Sneyking, BKBs through it. They try to bring down AUI. They'll do it. Fog could fall as well. Brain Saps has access to grip. No mana now. Tamawater comes in. Too much damage from Sneyking. Brings down 1. And now it's up to Illidan. Eating familiar damage. Eating a soul assumption. He'll fall as well. And Sneyking really is the king of this particular engagement. Maybe not. 3 heroes dead, but it'll be another kill for KSI. He picks off 3 on the backside. And when it's all said and done, Swagger Fiend is the last hero standing who was involved in the engagement. Universe joined the fight.
Oh, KSI!
But he came very late.
KSI barely made out alive. I just want to stress how well Sneyking played and how important his Requiem Soul is in that team fight. Not only does it do a ton of damage, it also does a 50% damage reduction, which mattered quite a bit on that Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight, big bad DK, but actually wasn't hitting for much. He was hitting like 60 to 80 damage because of that minus 50% damage.
He had a DD rune, actually, as well.
It ran out during the team fight. So with DD running out, with no damage on DK, he was just a big range creep in the front line, not doing much. So Sneyking dropping a perfect Requiem and was just cleaning up. But to me, KSI getting a triple kill means that they protect their mid-tier tower, or tier 2 tower. And I think that was more important for Virtus Pro.
The tower, I believe it was not denied. I think VP just went for the kills there.
Yes.
I didn't see it denied.
No, it was Dignitas that took it.
Something good into Dignitas' pockets. The Aegis is about to run out now, but Sneykin's up to 3k gold. And dare I say it, he's snowballing pretty hard. Your leader in terms of net worth, your leader in terms of CS. Sneyking, at times he has just taken over games for Dignitas, but over the past few months, I feel he's been a bit of a weak link. He's struggled a bit. We'll see our Spanish casters disconnect, but fortunately the player's doing all right. So it looks like the server not having issues. So my question now for you, Lumi, does VP just continue to focus on split push? KSI has a Mithril Hammer up. This could be a Desolator, it could be a BKB, or maybe it's a Maelstrom.
I think you can't split push. I think Virtus Pro is in their best interest to draw the games out. They're not vulnerable to split push, but because now they have a Blink Dagger and Earthshaker, as well as a TP on Nature's Prophet. So anybody that tries to split push on Dignitas' end is going to get picked off. They farm better. They utilize the jungle better, it seems. This is the second Ancient stack. I think KSI now either stacked or help his team taken down.
We haven't seen Dignitas. We saw them farm 1 Ancient stack so far this game, but not quite as many, it seems.
Right, and that stack wasn't nearly as big. We do see Shiva's guard being picked out.
Shiva's guard.
Shiva's guard?
No, it's Shiva's, but
Shiva's
I was just calling it Shiva's guard because that's what I like to do.
So Dignitas need to go with mech, need to go with that Shivas.
Now I'm gonna trip you up. You were fine before, but now I've confused you.
Now I have to think. And then also pick up the Mithril Hammer on Vengeful Spirit. We saw how quickly she dropped down the last fight. Would be a different fight if she had BKB activated. So I think those are the items that Dignitas is waiting for. Perhaps even the next Aegis, as it just timed out on Sneyking. But no, they say, we want to go now. As smoke gets popped on Fog, as well as Sneyking.
Eagle Song up for Sneyking. Is this the Ethereal Blade, the shotgun style for Dendy, or is it the more likely choice, the Butterfly? We'll have to wait and see. They are smoked up. Dignitas roaming through the enemy jungle. However, KSI is going to smell them out, and, well, he'll back off. AUI, not so lucky, though. He gets caught top lane, taking a lot of damage. KSI TP's in. And now, well, it's only Tamawater who could get caught. Has the Ogre Club working towards a BKB. It looks like VP just a little bit more fortunate in their movements there. Their jungle is dark right now, but they're playing it very safe. You don't see them in their jungle too often. You actually see VP more so just using like this area of the map, staying far away from those potential Dignitas ganks.
Yeah, that was a pretty big kill on AUI. He was very close to the BKB, and I really think the BKB's only...
Meanwhile, mid lane, KSI, he's found the Dire Courier. It had a Mithril Hammer, too. Or no, sorry, that's... No, it had a headdress for Way Too Sexy, which is their mech. That means no mech for 3 minutes.
Yeah, pushes delay even further. I talked about the AUI kill. That delays it. Now they're going to wait for the Courier. KSI has slowly and silently accrued a 5-0 and 4 score, which for off-lane jungling nature prophet, that is really respectable. And now, Desolator on top.
Yeah, greater pickoff potential. If they win a team fight, this will allow them to take Roche rather quickly. And VP, I think it's just a matter of time for them. Sit back and farm, get maybe your sight device up on Illidan, work towards the BKB, get the Dragonite, his BKB and his next damage item. Dignitas, they're leading, but it's not an overwhelming advantage yet. They definitely want to continue to take fights once the next Roche is up. Hopefully they get the Aegis. It's game 2 of a best of 3, and right now Dignitas on the ropes. They've got to win 2 in a row, else they will fall to the loser's bracket. So far, a decent start for them, but the real test comes now. Can they take this decent start and roll it forward into a game 2 victory?
I am not sure whether they can. You see AUI still stacking, still pulling. They are just looking for that next item, the BKB, the mech, and they just don't have it. So every kill that Virtus.pro gets right now, and I think they will get more thanks to the Desolator on the Nature Prophet in conjunction with the Shadow Blade. Does so much backstab damage. I think right now Dignitas is really in big trouble. The random 1-2 kills you give away really comes back and biting them in the butt now.
Well, they'll wait for the next Roshan at this point. 24 minutes in, the kill score 11-10, favoring Dignitas. They are going to have the BKB on AUI 2000 soon, most likely after the next Roshan. They'll have their Butterfly at that point as well. And they are still continuing to find farm. Your lead farmer is still Snakane, albeit not overwhelmingly so. He is ahead, and generally the Shadow Fiend will do more in fights than the Prophet if they're both just fighting. Where the Prophet as the edge is just avoiding the engagements or finding easier ones. Now he'll TP top. Looking to make a go on Snakane. Is there any backup in sight? Just a simple Sprout. Trying to force Snakane to TP out, but Snakane's not scared. It's KSI who should be. He'll Shadow Blade away. Just doing everything he can to slow down the push, and now they'll smoke bottom. Oh. Blink, Echo Slam on AUI. This could be another Blink Dagger delayed. He's got a swap, he won't get to use it. Great action by VP. I'm not sure if the TP top was a part of that, but there was a 2-pronged attack. They TP top to basically draw Dignitas' attention away from the smoke gank bottom, and Dignitas caught with their pants down as a result.
Man, I'm not sure whether AI is just misplaying here or it's just good focus from Virtus.pro. They understand that without BKB on Venge, they can't push.
I think that was just really great play by VP because they showed the Prophet top. And I imagine if you're Dignitas, you see that and you say, all right, they're probably smoke ganking top. We're safe bottom. So right. AUI goes to farm the lane. He walks right into the Earthshaker.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Seemed like it was a pretty well-coordinated play by VP.
And that's not just like split pushing. Vengeful Spirit is farming a feet away from their tier 2, and she gets ganked over there. Like, where does she farm now?
Yeah, I don't think you can really, like you're pointing out, I don't think you can really fault AUI too much for that. That's more just great play from VP. They still have Global up. They're lacking Echo Slam, but finding that kill and delaying the Venge BKB, it makes it hard for Dignitas to roast. The other thing that makes it hard is now KSI really hits towers hard, and it actually won't be a sight device for Illidan. It'll be a Lincoln Sphere. This could block the Doom. This could block the Fiend's Grip. The Enfeeble as well. This blocks the swap too. Sure, there's a lot of ways to remove it, but just blocking that initial spell can make all the difference. And in the end, it looks like VP, they'll give away the Roche, but they take a tier 2 top as the trade.
Yeah.
So you really like this Lincoln.
I really think that's a perfect item to buy. I mean, Hex is, invaluable late game initiation, but it is Dignitas that has to jump, right? They have a... I'm really will be looking Universe to get a Blink Dagger eventually, but it's a swap, it's a grip, it's a ton of single target initiation, and you want the OD because OD has that Force Staff, he has the Astro, so if you initiate on anybody else, OD will rescue that person. So I think Dignitas the clock has been running out in my opinion. I think it has ran out with that Lincoln Sphere purchase.
Despite taking 2 Roshans, the gold continues to tip further and further VP's way, making better use of the Ancients, taking advantage of the Midas advantage. They now only trail by about 500 gold in terms of experience. Give it to VP there as well. They lead by around 3,000. Not much, but the point is they're not trailing. And for Virtus.pro, that's something they'll be very happy about. Now, they'll work towards their next items. The BKB should be complete on Tame My Wild. He'll actually smoke up with his team here and head towards top. The Desolator already done for KSI, now up to another
want
3.3k
Venge
gold. And they really want AUI 2000.
I mean, they understand, right? If AI doesn't have that mid-throw hammer, they don't have that push. And this is a smoke gank all the way in front of the tier 3. AUI backs off for now.
Now he's playing scared, though. AUI, he's learning his lesson.
Like, if you can't move out here to farm...
Will he sell his Aquila here? How desperate is he to get this BKB?
I would do it. No, unfortunately.
No, he's close. He's so close.
He bought his teleport scroll, right? Did he buy it? If he didn't buy it, he would have enough for the mid-throw.
Yeah, he bought it.
So... Well,
I think he had it in a stash earlier, but he purchased it at some point. So KSI will start pushing top. The smoke gank fails, but they'll just draw Dignitas back. And as long as VP don't get caught, Dignitas cannot push without giving up a lot. This Desolator means that Prophet can really do a lot of work to the tier 3. I don't think Dignitas can actually leave their side of the map unless they find some big kills.
Yeah, they need to push out every single lane, which is going to be hard against a Nature's Prophet, and they need to get a kill, a single kill, which is not that bad because they have swap, they have grip. So AEI lasting for all his worth.
All right, he's got his BKB now.
Buy it, AEI.
Do it. He's up to level 14 as well. Doesn't have the max range swap, but the level 2 is decent. This is when Venge hits her peak. The max aura, the max wave of terror, the level 3 swap. This is where Dignitas really want to take some fights.
All right, do you go now, or do you farm that wave up top? Just go, my man. All right, they all group up mid, and they go look for that tier 2. They have to win this tier 2 fight, and they have to win it like 3-0. They need a Rex now because I sound very, very
pessimistic.
Not pessimistic. It's just a very urgent situation for Dignitas. If they don't win the next fight, they lose this game.
We're playing fill in the blank, and LD, well, eventually I stumble into it.
That's why you're my casting partner, because nobody else can fill in these blanks.
Even as I completely get it wrong the first time, but eventually.
Eventually, you know.
So I love the way VP is playing this, just executing their lineup perfectly, avoiding the 5v5. The good news for Dignitas, though, is they've got a very fast pushing lineup, so they'll take that tower, they will lose a tier 2 bottom, and they will lose quite a bit of, well, a decent, not that much damage actually on their tier 3.
Ooh, mid lane.
But we could have action mid. Tamo out, Shadow Bladed up. He walks right into the gem. Now he BKBs. He doesn't have Dragon Form. He's forced to run. That's a precious 10-second BKB charge down the drain. But in the jungle, it's AUI 2000. Has his own BKB. They're still going to try and fight it out. KSI is TP'd in. Not long range as far as swaps go. Now the Echo Slam thrown out. AUI still alive. They bring down the Earthshaker. Now they try to bring down KSI. Illidan, 4-staff available, but is doomed. They've picked off 2. They've lost nothing yet. Now Illidan on the run. The Aegis even still up for Snake King. Call it a big win there for Dignitas, rather. They do lose a tier 2 bottom, but they take the tier 2 mid, the more important tower. They force out a Dragon Knight, 10-second BKB. They kill off the Prophet. They force the OD back. They save their Venge, and they kill the Earthshaker. So definitely a good engagement for Dignitas. Question is, Lumi, is it enough?
I think it's enough because on top of everything you say, it's also a 90-second cooldown to that global silence, which is one of the big part of their... That global silence was just not that impressive. It came on the wrong time, and that's just the nature of that ultimate. If you just misfire it, it doesn't do anything. And now they're trying to hold down this push on Team Dignitas' end, but as soon as Team Dignitas groups 5 from mid, they're going to just go. One thing they do have to be careful about is the Echo Slam. Still on cooldown for a full minute, but the way that they were pushing just now on that tier 2, they were clumping so hard. And if there was Echo Slam there, they will all fall on prey to it.
Yeah, remember, Snake King does have the Aegis, but just look at the damage. Illidan feeling a bit vulnerable here. And the thing is, as great as this Lincoln Sphere is to protect him from Doom, perhaps to protect him from Swap, it doesn't help him all against Big Bad Snake King, who's hitting for over 300 damage at this point, or nearly 300, or 400, I should say. Man, he packs a punch. It's like 350 now, 340 now, and with all the minus armor, it could be well more than that, up to 2.3k gold. Only a minute cooldown left on the Aegis. There is still a glyph available. It looks like they'll have everything except for Global Silence for this fight, and actually the Echo Slam as well. Fissure thrown in again. They just can't get a range for a swap. AUI 2000, a bit hesitant. Has the BKB. They've actually broken the Lincoln Sphere. That's what he's waiting for, but could not get the swap off in time. Now they'll work on the Rax. Universe leading the charge in the front lines, and it looks like VP are going to give up this Rax uncontested. The trade's there, bottom lane, but they haven't taken Rax yet. Just Prophet taking a tier 3. They stun Universe. Defensively swapped out. Now AUI, BKB swap, immediate TP reaction. And everyone else from Dignitas should be able to escape. They want to stop these TPs. KSI working on the Rax. He'll get the Rax, and they've also caught Universe. They've caught way too sexy. In comes NS, drops the Echo Slam. They trade Rax for Rax. They get a gem, and they get 2 kills. Call it a victory for VP.
Huge victory here for Team Virtus Pro. They also lost the Familiar Birds, which is just kind of casualty in the war. And here comes the push the other way. Virtus Pro smoked up. If they get one more kill, they probably could even take mid-tier 2 and even the racks, or are they going to set
I do want to point out, Lumi, there are 10 heroes with buyback in this game right now. So if anyone overextends, that could be really interesting, also really bad for the team that does.
That's a very important thing to point out
I've
here.
never seen 10 heroes with buyback. I'm just hoping there's a huge
Have you
fight.
never cast an Asian game? AEI is going to get jumped on. He does not have the BKB activation. He dies. He does not buy back just yet.
Not much to buy back for. VP, maybe they take a tier 2 mid, and a range rack. But you're okay with that if you're Dignitas. You want to save those buybacks for the more crucial moments. Doom's coming up soon. Visage is coming up soon, and the pressure mounts in the mid lane. Here comes your Prophet. And for the time being, VP leading 14-13 in terms of kills. In terms of gold, about even there. Experience 5K, very even. It'll all come down to execution in the team fights. The big news for VP is now their Prophet has that next damage item. A Daedalus, probably an MKB actually. A Snaking does a Butterfly. Here we go. Fight begins to loom mid, but VP, they'll play a game of chicken. They'll get a bit scared, and they'll back off.
Yeah, I mean, Virtus Pro with that Rax trader, I think in the lead, because whenever you have a Rax up or any type of Rax down in the enemy side and you have a Nature's Prophet, it is so hard for the enemy team to push out. I mean, the best pusher on the Dignitas side is a Shadow Ray Shadow Fiend, which is okay, but it's definitely an advantage on Virtus Pro. I think what Dignitas needs to do is get the next Roshan and just group up as 5 bot and just go for it.
Lumi's drawing the arrow. Let's see if Dignitas agrees. They'll need to push out this bottom lane as well. Else the Prophet can sneak in through that lane, start threatening the tier 4s, start threatening the middle lane. They'll have creeps in the base, and well, actually not the middle lane. There is a tower there, but maybe that top lane could be more vulnerable. The tower losing about 400 HP from full healthy status thus far, and now we'll actually see a Vladimir's offering.
Nice.
Heavy aura stack here for Dignitas. An item that doesn't really scale that well into the late game. It won't help you as far as lifesteal goes, purely for the armor as well as the additional damage.
So if you have an aura push lineup like Team Dignitas, it is very important that you keep everybody alive, or at least the people that has the aura, because nobody has a single big item. They kind of like, they're big friends, right? They need each other. And when you're dealing with spells like Echo Slam, Sanity's Eclipse, Wrath of Nature, it is very dangerous to get AoE picked off. So the positioning and the BKB activation of Team Dignitas has to be impeccable. And here comes Virtus Pro looking for a pickoff.
Very confident movement from VP. They do see one hero bottom lane. The bottom lane's pushing in, but just 5 heroes roaming through the river. They want to get some wards up before this next Roach. They'll look to do it now. NS has had a gem for a long time, and it looks like they'll be able to de-ward. The pings come out. They maybe want to place a ward here as well. And we'll now see triple BKB. A BKB for the Doom. Dignitas, a lot of magic immunity. This OD shouldn't do too much in the fights. They're going to catch NS. Why is he in the front lines? I'm not sure. He gets doomed. He gets Shiva'd. He'll go down, and that probably means the fight is over for VP. Smile into the pit. 4 staffs in. Tries to TP out. You ain't running from Fog. Gets slept. Will fall. They're going to lose 2 here. Right as Roche is about to respawn. Gem as well. A disaster for VP. And you do have to question the Earthshaker being in front there.
Earthshaker plays so well throughout each stage of the game. That Blink Dagger pickup, multiple AUI pickoffs, but that one move will just give them...
that's a huge engagement.
That's a huge mistake.
They lose all their map control as well because they'll get dewarded now. The Earthshaker will respawn in 20 seconds, so they'll at least be alive for the next Roshan, but now Dignitas get to push out the lanes. There's no gem on the side of VP. Meanwhile, the Dire Courier gets killed again by KSI. I think it was at the secret shop.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I'm not sure what was on it.
You may have seen it with this Observer Ward. It had a Satanic Recipe. Another big item. Snake King, fortunately for him, he didn't buy his Reaver, so he'll still have buyback, but 2 Courier pickoffs this game. KSI is playing like a boss.
Yeah, KSI is playing absolutely beautiful.
This is so annoying to play against.
Now he's actually up top and now working in a tower. Roshan, they should know what's happening, but thankfully for Team Dignitas, because of all the minus armor, it just takes about 5 seconds.
So they'll give the Aegis to Snake King, the Cheese to AUI 2000. Do you like that distribution?
Yeah, I think that's correct. Maybe you give the Cheese to Shadow Fiend instead because he has the BKB activation. He's just tankier by nature thanks to his high armor and a Butterfly, but I don't think it matters too much.
The one thing I'm a little surprised about is VP don't have a single Scythe of Ice. They're going for one now in Illidan. They'll have it soon, but you have a Prophet as well as an OD. Generally, at least one of these heroes would have a Scythe at 37 minutes in, and I think it's really essential that they have that lockdown. Else, if Snake King... I mean, now he's got Aegis, but how do you kill him once when he's got Satanic and Butterfly and BKB? Without that instant disable preventing him from BKBing or clipping him when it wears off, I don't think they can take these fights. Shadow Fiend is still the scariest hero on the map.
I don't think it's too bad. They will have those Scythe up once those BKB are starting to hit like the 5, 6, 4-second mark, and that's going to be where it's really effective. And right now, if you look at how Virtus Pro is defending, they don't actually want to fight him. They're just throwing out Fissures, Flame Breath. They put a Last Word and a Curse on top of him. They just want to wear him down and just slow down the push. Meanwhile, KSI is forcing them back constantly. So I don't think Virtus Pro is looking for a fight. And yes, Shadow Fiend is by far the strongest hero, but the way that Virtus Pro says, we're going to just keep dodging until we have those scythes.
And maybe they've got the tools to kite him. You can still Fissure block him, even though you can't stun him with the Fissure. You can Ground Sprout him. There's no easy way out outside of a swap there. So perhaps VP could just outlast the Shadow Fiend. Yep. And once BKB is down, there's Dragon Tail, there's the Echo Slam, there's the Enchant Totem, there's the Fissure. There will be, at some point this game, 2 Scythes of Ice. In fact, Prophet's almost got gold for his now. That window for Dignitas, they need to execute a fight properly. They have to find at least 2 or 3 kills, I would say immediately, while the BKB is up for snaking. Else, he'll probably just get chain stun and burst down.
Yeah, they're just scared to even roam out and smoke a team. Because even if you find the enemy team when you smoked up, they could just pop global and turn on you. And when even if you have like a great initiator as Venge, you swap in and a global, suddenly you're like, well, I'm dead. So I'm not sure exactly what the avenue of comeback here for Team Dignitas. I call it a comeback because I still believe they're down. Gold chart-wise, they're down by 3,000 gold, but it's more about this kind of slow increase of gold going towards Virtus Pro.
And it's even more about the map control.
Yeah.
Like you
map
look
control
at the
against Nature's Prophet, right?
You look at the creep equilibrium, and I would say Dignitas is about constrained to a little over a quarter of the map. And with bottom lane always pushing in, if they try and push out any other lane besides that, VP will just probably be able to go and backdoor top. They'll have creeps in the base bottom lane. If Dignitas push out mid or top, then bottom lane pushes in, and Prophet can just backstab you there as well. It's hard to see how Dignitas leaves their base, but they've got to find a way out. Else, eventually, your OD gets 6-slotted, your Prophet gets 6-slotted, your Dragon Knight gets 6-slotted, and I think that core is going to be a lot stronger than a Doom, Avenge, and a Shadow Fiend late game.
Yeah. I mean, just to point out the fact that they have not been focusing on Shadow Fiend, the only death that Shadow Fiend had this entire game was at mid-gank, like 7 minutes in. And ever since, he's been holding every single Aegis, which might sound like a bad thing for Virtus Pro, but it just shows that Virtus Pro is good at dodging fight. They're instead of saying, we're going to push a bot lane, that's how they got the bot trade.
It's really funny, actually, Lumi. The more I think about it, VP are the ones playing Rat Dota this game.
And Virtus Pro never plays Rat Dota, right?
VP invented the term Rat Dota to critique and criticize and flame Fnatic. And here they are. Well, if you can't beat them, join them. That's what they say.
They are definitely making good rats. Look at Smile. He is smiling now.
Well, there was a rune deny at the top rune. I didn't actually see what it was, but
double damage. Yeah.
AUI will get rid of that, and they'll go back to farming now. Dignitas, they have the Aegis. They've got the Satanic. They've got the Butterfly BKB. Shadow Friend does not get much stronger from here. They've gone triple BKB, more of a mid-game item. An important one against VP's Chain Stun, but not an item that gets stronger as the game goes on. You would think Dignitas would want to be fighting now, and maybe this is their way into those fights. They have familiars. With Boots of Travel, they can be very mobile around the map. Perhaps some shenanigans are in order.
Yeah, I actually think that Boots of Travel is a very, very important pickup here. Allows your Shadow Fiend to push a lane by himself, like the top perhaps, and then join the rest of his friends on the bot lane. But seems like they're grouping up and 5-strong bot. But again, meanwhile up top, Virtus Pro says we're going to push as well.
Thing is, even though he's got Boots of Travel, he's still very vulnerable to those Prophet ganks. Very vulnerable to the double Shadow Blade ganks. He doesn't have a gem. Even though, in theory, you'd want to run it like a Spectre and just have Spectre push one lane, the rest of your team push the other. In practice, it might end up just cost you the Aegis and the Shadow Fiend's life, and if that happens, then how do Dignitas fight? I feel they're much more reliant on having that Aegis.
Yeah, that's why they're making this push now before the Aegis runs out in 1 minute. And really,
not a whole lot of time
I don't think they'll get it in because of the big creeps, because of the Fissure, and they will just lob everything to kill this creep wave. They don't have Wrath of Nature because they just use it, so I don't think that was a good activation on KSI's part, but I'm not sure whether it matters. Glyph is going to delay even further, or maybe because there's nothing to stop them. They just walked up on the high ground.
Are we entering a base race here?
I think Dignitas wins that base race because they have so much aura. They kick the tier 3, and they're going to just TP out, defend. Tier 3 is going to get Glyph on top, and bot TP up on the top, TP in the mid lane. And both teams pretty scared. I really thought if Dignitas win for the base trade, they win.
Now KSI will rotate back. Universe trying to TP out. He BKBs. He will end up getting away. That was very odd. AUI 2000 came back to base, and he was scythed. But the thing is, the Prophet was the only hero mid. He doesn't have a scythe. I think somehow Illidan scythed him right as he TP'd out, and then he still got the TP off, but was then disabled. I'm not sure. I'd have to watch the replay. That was bizarre, but the big story here is Dignitas do take a tier 3. They defend their base, but they've missed the window now, and the Aegis is going down.
Yeah, I think Virtus.pro will trade the Aegis for a tier 3 tower of their own.
And they forced out a glyph from Dignitas. They did a lot of damage, and oh no, Fog just walked directly into the entire enemy team, wandering around in the river, 43 minutes in by himself with absolutely no vision. I'm not sure what was going on there, but if anyone shouldn't be wandering around, it's probably your support Bane, who didn't even have wards.
He dropped his gem. I think he was trying to de-ward or something like that. Thankfully for them, nobody picked up the ward over here, but it's tier 3 push time here. You talked about everybody and the mother has buyback. Does he have it now? He doesn't.
No Bane? Well, that could be trouble if VP want to commit. They don't know if there's a buyback. I think they also just don't feel any rush. They'd much rather wait. 7k gold in KSI, can farm buyback and his next item. Tame My Wild now, an Assault Cuirass for him. Now he's your level 3 Frost Dragon. And I think Tame My Wild is starting to get to that point, as slow as he's farmed this game, where he can just man up on the Shadow Fiend and just right-click him. And even though you can't stun him, you stop him from killing your supports. You wait out the BKB, maybe you die, but then Illidan just goes nuts. Prophet goes nuts. And I'm not sure what they can actually do about that.
Do you know if the Frost Dragon actually slows attack speed as well, or is it just movement speed?
I'm not sure. Well, it slows both, but I'm not sure if both slows go through BKB. I know the move speed slow does.
Oh,
but
no.
yeah, if you hold down Alt and click on it, you can actually see.
Okay.
It's a 20% attack speed slow, not that big of a deal. 30% move speed slow. I think that's really the big thing. Shadow Fiend's not a very mobile carry in general.
It definitely goes through BKB, both side of it. So.
Okay. So that means he'll just be kited. And the thing is, if he has to waste his time focusing the Dragon Knight, the real damage dealer is not the Dragon Knight. It's the Prophet, it's the OD. Dignitas, unfortunately, don't have that hero who just runs into the fight and can completely blow your team up. Now, maybe he gets Fiend's Grip, maybe he gets caught out, but as long as Tame My Wild gets that BKB off and buys time for his carries, I like VP's chances in the fight a bit better.
At the same time, I mean, it doesn't...
That's assuming they fight as well. Do they fight?
Well, they're gonna dodge. They're gonna rat Dota hard. But at the same time, for Team Dignitas, you don't need your Shadow Fiend to right click. I mean, it helps when he does, but because of the Aura threat,
we'll have to hold that thought. Here comes Tame My Wild BKB. Frost Dragon's out. Echo Slam is in. Triple initiation there. Everyone dropping low. It's up to Snake King to duke it out against everyone. Harley scratching the Frost Dragon, but Tame My Wild, or rather, KSI will come in first. He'll get picked up. Now Snake King, still a Satanic, being stunned, being slowed, being hexed. He'll get blown up. Pops like a pinata. And now AUI 2000 on the run. This could be another hero dead. Swaps away, outplays Smile, and will live Illidan maybe to fall as well. The Prophet buying back, rejoining the fight. They'll find AUI. Universe grabs the gem, but now he's surrounded. There is no buyback forthcoming, and this might be the end for Team Dignitas. Buyback on the Venge, but what can she really hope to do without any support from her teammates in this next fight?
I mean, I thought KSI pulled the ROT. KE teleport in the middle of the team just got blown the hell up.
He had buyback.
Yeah, when you have the buyback, you could actually make those type of plays because you make the Dignitas team think they're winning, and it really goes the other way. But for me, it's the Bane that got picked off immediately in the beginning of the team fight, and also the Echo Slam did so much AoE damage. Some of the Dignitas members were able to BKB through it, but the support just got blown the hell up.
And it was also just those crucial seconds where they also got stunned by the Echo Slam from the Aftershock passive, were not able to auto-attack.
Right.
That buys time for the OD, the DK to go nuts.
Yeah, and again, swap goes in, the BKB gets activated, they want NS, but the defensive disrupt, AEI's low. AEI's gonna get brought down, I think Tame My Wild is gonna gain Feeble up. The Flame Breath brings him down to like 10 HP, but the big story is that it's Mega Creeps, and
Mega Creeps against Prophet, against Shadowblade DK. Good luck to Dignitas coming back from here. And just to seal their fate, to put the final nail in the coffin, now KSI is going to take Roche. He'll solo this Roche with a Daedalus up, 4k gold. And you imagine he'll be taking an Aegis or a Cheese, because he doesn't have buyback, but overall, you just got to say VP. I think it's exciting to see them, as much as they flame rat Dota and people are going to call them hypocrites and flame them in the Twitch chat, I think it's great that they've added this type of style to their repertoire. They're adding some versatility. Now they'll go in mid. NS has jumped in. He only gets up a Fission, though. The BKBs come forth from Dignitas. Are they going to all in mid? There is a Prophet with actually no Aegis. No Cheese for him. Oh, if he dies, that could be trouble for VP. They'll want to be very cautious about taking this fight.
yeah, I mean, well, they're down mega creeps, right? You just go. I don't think you want to go cautious because the game to them is lost. You just make this Hellmere play.
Oh, I'm saying VP should be.
Oh yeah.
cautious.
That's I think Virtus Pro, very smart backing up. You can see a KSI just working on the base a little bit further, pushing very cautiously. He doesn't have a teleport scroll, so you have to wait there for 10 more seconds.
Is there a glyph for Team Dignitas? There is. They're going all in. It will turn into a base race in the end. AUI 2000 looking for a swap. It all comes down to this. Glyph is up on VP. Glyph is up on Dignitas. And this Prophet is chewing through the tier 4s. KSI doing work, but the real fight breaks out mid. Will KSI out base race them? Tame My Wild stalling it. This looks bad for Dignitas. They're not even scratching the racks. The Familiar's the only thing's hitting it. While that's happening, the Prophet is looking to win the game. While that's being said, Universe, they will take down one tier 4, but Prophet's working on the throne. This looks to be the end for Dignitas in game 2. A huge Echo Slam. GG. Well played. The throne about to fall. We'll see one last Requiem, but it's too late. VP win with some good old-fashioned Rat Dota. Never thought I'd see the day.
Is that what we're calling it? Rat Dota?
Hey, they call it Rat Dota. We call it Rat Dota. That's what we do, Limmy.
I think the most important thing is what you pointed out. They showed a completely different playstyle.
And you say it's exciting to see him do it.
It's not an exciting playstyle. I think it's just exciting that they have a different
I think
one.
it's exciting to see them do it once. And it's like, all right, they could do it. Don't ever do it again because it's boring as hell. But no, it's really important to go into TI and not be a one-trick pony. Because that's not going to win you the tournament. It is going to win you the tournament if you show multiple avenue of victory. And that's what Virtus Pro showed.
Well, with that being said, it's going to wrap up our first best of 3 for the day. You actually have to run, but we have another one coming up. EG versus Kaipi.
Oh, I want to cast that.
Best of 3. Your boy Eternal Envy.
Roll to TI for both teams.
Against Dota Demon.
Yeah, man.
Fear and the rest of the EG squad.
I'm sad.
Of course, Arteezy, the A-God. That best of 3 coming up next, but VP looked very good today.
Yeah, they did. Very impressive. I did not know they played this good of a Dota. I've been missing out.
I didn't either. Western Dota is on the rise, man. Yeah. Na'Vi take the Alienware Cup. Alliance takes the G1 League Season 5, LAN Finals, and now VP showing some versatility.
I did not have Virtus Pro high up on who's going to topple TI3, but now they're moving up.
They've been, I think if VP performs at the level they're capable of, I rank them as like one of the top 3 or 4 Western teams.
Oh, yeah.
But the question with them is, will they deliver in the clutch? Because they've struggled at a lot of LAN Finals. EMS, Star Ladder, I forget which other ones. DreamHack as well, they didn't do that
Russians
great.
usually get a LAN, though.
Yeah, well, Na'Vi is.
Too much vodka, because, you know, when they meet up, they're like, all right, Dotas, whatever.
That was a cheap shot, Lumi. That was a cheap shot. Well, we don't care here, apparently, beyond the summit. That's going to conclude our first of a doubleheader, guys. Coming up next will be EG versus Kaipi. It's the Corsair Summer Tour 2013. I'm LD. He's Luminous. And for now, we'll be right back with our next best of 3 after this brief commercial break. Stay tuned.